What's up guys, Phoenix here. This video is going to be another DevPro duel video in Ranked, and this time I'm going to be playing with the Demise Spellbook deck yet again. Now, basically the entire deck list has stayed the same from the previous video, if you watched that one, because ultimately I think that, you know, there's not really a lot of changes that can really be made to this to ultimately, like, improve its performance a ton by, like, leaps and bounds. The only thing that I would actually probably really like to do is maybe, like, add an extra copy of Power, or potentially an extra copy of Spellbook of Eternity, because I've been noticing that there are some game state issues where, like, I'll have to, like, search Eternity in very awkward situations and, like, set them or awkward states. Because of the fact that I only have one, that means I'm committed to never banishing at least one copy of it off of Fate, because, you know, I only have the one copy. Stuff like that, just little bitty tiny bits of potential, like, play problems arise from the fact that there's only one Eternity in the deck. But it does actually generate bricks as well, potentially, so, like, I don't know if I would actually up this card to more copies. Another change I've considered making is, you know, either playing 3 Kaiku or playing 3 Jowgen. Likely 3 Jowgen, simply because the entire purpose of this deck is to function around, you know, utilizing card Demise and Duality to draw into a bunch of traps, set up a possible Spellbook of Fate to protect the Jowgen from whatever normal summoned monster would be the threat, because of the fact that your opponent's not going to be able to special summon, and stuff like that. So I could easily see myself bumping this card to 3, simply because it does seem like the very core function of how this deck is trying to, of just, like, you know, play the game. It seems like it's basically the go-to card of the entire deck, because, you know, you just normal summon this and you protect it with either, you know, some of the Mirror Forces, some Solemns or something, and then if you're also able to search Fate, even if you only have, you know, Secret's Master engraved, and, you know, you're able to protect it with Wisdom and Fate, then that's just very hard for your opponent to deal with. And I actually think it's basically nigh unbreakable outside of something like Denko Sekka. But other than that, that's basically all the discussion I want to give for this, and talk about potential changes and stuff like that, because ultimately, I mean, it's something that you guys could probably figure out on your own. But other than that, that is basically it for this little deck portion of this video, and let's just jump into the game, shall we? Alright, so, my opponent's name is What Are You Doing? So, I believe I might be playing against water again. And if that's the case, god damn it. But this hand is actually really good, so we'll just go with it. So we'll summon Jowgen, we've got 2 forms of protection, we've got Card of Demise, we've got Duality, we've got all these different things. We got Card of Demise first, you know, draw cards and then activate Duality, so that seems like the strongest thing. Oh my god, that's another Jowgen. I really wish that I hadn't drawn it, but we'll go with it. Oh, literally the best card to take here is this Duality, because like, the Spellbook of the Master isn't live on anything, so I'd literally just be setting it. So we're gonna set these 3. So this is Jowgen with 3 protection cards, and I have to discard this other Jowgen. Jowgen might actually get up to 3 in this deck list, honestly, because, like, you literally want to open with it every single game. You want to get to it, so it might get bumped to 3, to be completely honest. Oh, so Red Eyes. Alright. Let's see, he's got 1600 defense. I've got Fire Force down. For those of you that are wondering, like, that continually ignore what I say and ask why I'm playing Fire Force and not Drowning Mirror Force, it's because Fire Force with Jowgen up is very powerful in that you can just wipe out boards of Cosmo Ships, BA floaters, and stuff like that, and you can make both players take the damage, but also you're poking your opponent for a significant amount of time, and so you end up getting to the point where, like, it becomes very hard to close out games, but you're almost always at higher life than your opponent. That's the thing. That is the key, is that you're almost always at a higher life point total than they are, so it just makes it just overall better. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, because, you know, that's actually, you know, a card that lets me search cards, and I've still got this Jowgen backed up by 2 other cards, so there's that. The only thing I'd really, like, suck to do here would be to fall into, like, a Torrential, but that's not going to be the case, it would seem. So what I'm going to do is I don't really want to attack with this Jowgen. I really do not wish to attack with this Jowgen. Yeah, we're going to put this in defense mode and pass. I don't want to run into Drowning Mirror Force, Rippling Mirror Force, Quaking Mirror Force, Burying Mirror, whatever the fuck they're called. I don't want to run into these cards until I have access into some protection cards. So that's definitely that. So I'm just going to set this and pass my turn. my opponent has to draw Raigeki, Dark Hole, monster that's bigger than this, but even monster that's bigger than this falls to these traps, so it's literally Raigeki, Dark Hole. Those are his outs. Raigeki, Dark Hole, Compulse, stuff like that. This is actually live because of the fact that I have no Spellbook spell cards engraved. I have the Magician, but that's it. So what we're going to get is we're going to reveal Secrets, we are going to reveal Wisdom, and we are going to reveal Master. Because I've got Tower, so if I get Master, I can just copy, and copy Crescent again. But he gave me the best one, which is Secrets, which is definitely good. So what I can do here is I can go Secrets for Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, normal summon that, and then potentially have some use here. In fact, I should probably just go straight for Master, because I can go straight for Master and then get this, and that loads 2 spells into the grave, which means that I would be able to shuffle back twice and draw cards before, you know, having to draw an engine card. So yes, that's what we'll do. We'll definitely do that because that puts 3 total spell cards in grave, which means that I would be able to you know, have 3 turns of drawing extra cards off of this Grand Spellbook Tower before I need to draw another engine card, like I've already said, if this gets striked like the previous one did. So there is that. So we'll summon it, activate its effect, see if it gets striked again. It's not good. All right. So now what we can do is we can get Fate, or we can get Spellbook of Wisdom. I think Wisdom is just going to be overall better, simply because we've already got so many cards that actually protect this Jowgen, in the form of like Burring Mirror Force. If I didn't have this Quaking Mirror Force, I would probably 100% have gotten Fate. But as it stands, I think it's fine to just do it this way. So I'm still going to leave that Jowgen in defense mode, though. I'm going to just attack with this and like until I draw more cards, essentially. Because now this just makes it to where Raigeki and Dark Hole are not outs. I almost did not click main phase 2 and almost had a mistake in that area. But, so we'll activate this tower. We're just going to keep shuffling cards back. We're just going to keep doing things. We're just going to keep drawing cards, outpacing him in terms of our engine can function and his can't, and we're also gaining more cards faster than he is because we're drawing 2 cards a turn now, whereas, it's a Fate. That's really good. That's very good, in fact, I believe you'll find. But we get to shuffle back Secrets. Secrets, draw a card. That's another Fate? Jesus. That means I get to activate one of them if I so desire. I really kind of want to save this power for when like he starts setting monsters to not die, or I could just use it to shorten the span of this game. I think it doesn't really matter at this point in time, though, so I'm just going to keep attacking him for 500. Keep attacking him with Max C. Keep attacking him with the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. I really wish that I had some form of outlet into Star Hull, because Star Hull can start making these bigger. Like all these sorts of things. Like Star Hull is such a huge asset to me. I really love that card. It's probably like one of my favorite Spellbook cards. And I love how like the Spellbook deck in Spellbook of Judgment format adopted that Star Hull like concept to make your monsters huge. And like it was just another layer of defense and offense. Like it was really cool to me how that happened. But okay, so we've got these. I mean, you know what? I could probably just go ahead and activate this, so that frees up room for the Secrets, and then I get to, Fate one of his cards away as well. So yeah, we'll just do that. We'll power on the Magician, just putting it to 15. And so what we can do here now is that I can activate Secrets, and that makes this first Fate live. And then I can go Secrets for Eternity, and Eternity, I can go Secrets for Master for Eternity, is the key here that I can do. Yes. I'll go Secrets for... actually, we'll go for this. So why not start increasing our damage outlet, Why not? So what I'm able to do here is I'm able to normal summon this now, and I can use its ability and get a search for Master. And so what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to use Master, copy Secrets, get Eternity. And so what's going to happen there is I'm going to immediately Eternity and put Secrets back in my hands so that I have a card for the next turn. So I'm going to reveal this Fate so he knows that I have it. And I'm going to copy the Secrets. And the Secrets is going to give me Eternity. This deck is very technical to play, like going through your like book resources, like making sure that it stays at the highest it can be. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to use this now, and I'm going to banish these 3? Or do I want to banish the Master? Well, let's see. If I banish the Master here, and I can just always banish the Master off of the second Fate. Okay, so nothing there. I'm just going to banish this one. Call the Haunted. Okay, something that doesn't actually matter. And then I've got Eternity, which can go for secrets. And then I can set this Fate. So, we'll go with that. And the thing is here is that even like something like Quaking Mirror Force from his side wouldn't be that good here, because of the fact it would flip my Spellbook Magician of Prophecies face down, and what I could use is I could use my Fate to turn them back to attack mode, and they'd be flipped face up and they'd get a search. So they'd be getting searches in that area. So it's definitely not the best. So we'll activate Eternity here, get back secrets, because then next turn what I get to do is I can shuffle back the Eternity, and I can go Eternity, I can go secrets into Eternity, Eternity into Master, Master copy the Eternity, and so on and so forth. So we'll set this Fate, and we will pass our turn, and like these games are all long in terms of turns. Like you see we're at turn 12 here, but it's literally because like the strongest card in this deck is Kaiku, and if you don't see it, you're literally poking with 500 guys for quite some time. But now he's actually putting a monster face down, which is actually something that is something I actually potentially am going to enjoy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use Fate, and I'm going to return that set spell or trap to his hand, the one that he just set this turn. So I'm going to return that one to his hand, and then what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the tower, and I'm going to shuffle back one of my Fates. Or I think I have to shuffle back the Eternity. I think the Fate doesn't really matter that much, because I just have so many traps. So I don't think Fate is actually something I need to be focusing on. But that's a Kaiku, though. That's actually really good. So there's that. I've got power over here, which means what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to normal summon Kaiku at some point. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to secrets for Eternity that I just shuffled back. And I'm going to Eternity for Master. I drew Spellbook of Wisdom, or I had it at some point. Did I have it last turn? Can't even remember. Wasn't paying any attention to it if I did have it, so that should tell you that. But so what we'll do is we'll actually get back Master with this Eternity. We're going to use Master, reveal the Wisdom, and copy Eternity again and get back Power. Because then what we're going to do with that Power is we're going to put it on the Kaiku and attack over his monster and get a search that way for Fate. Well, no, I don't have a third Fate in this deck. This deck list doesn't play Fate at 3. So, like, because honestly, like, 3 Fate seems a bit excessive, even though it is, like, arguably the best card in the deck, outside of Card of Demise. Like, you don't really need it. Like, you see, I have so many traps here that just aren't being activated because of this Jowgen. Like, there are so many cards here that this Jowgen is just preventing from activating, so, like, there's a very short clock in terms of, like, needing these cards. So, we'll summon this Jowgen, or not Jowgen, Kaiku. And now the question of the hour is, do I want to put power on Spellbook Magician, or do I want to put power on the Kaiku and guarantee that it's going to destroy it? Because if I put power on the Spellbook Magician, then I can attack him for 23, so it's not game anyway, so I might as well just go with the safe route. Might as well go with the safe approach. So I'll put power on this, and this will be good. See, eventually you get to a point where this deck where you just keep amassing cards, and like, one card of Demise usually gets you there, and so then you just use your actual engine to keep going. Oh wow, so it's literally just 0. Okay, alright, I can respect that. So what we get here is, I think we get secrets. Yeah, secrets seems like the move, because secrets just guarantees a play next turn. And that's honestly what you do want to do with this deck, is that if you have the option of searching like Fate or defensive line, or a play for the next turn, and you already have another defensive line, you just obviously want to search a play for the next turn. Because I am poking him for 1,000 here, so like it's definitely not the worst that could be going on. And do I want to even set these? I don't even think I do. I've already got one Wisdom down. Yeah, I'm just going to pass my turn with these. I could easily get blown out by like double Twin Twister. Double Twin Twister and then a monster with more than 13. But even then, like, I don't think that would be something I need to worry about too terribly much, because of the fact that, you know, that wastes battle phase, and then next turn I get the secrets, set up Fate, and I've still got all my, like, I've still got my traps potentially, unless it's like double Twin Twister, like I just said. Like double Twin Twister would suck here for me, but it would also be 1, 2, 3, 4 cards out of his hand, and then a monster to attack over the Jowgen. So like, yeah, okay, all right. So he decided to surrender and leave. All right, so yeah, like literally, this deck just is 100%. Don't let your opponent play Yu-Gi-Oh! Through the use of protecting Jowgen and using your engine cards in the form of Spellbooks and Spellbook of Fate. So just keep your potential plays moving and all that sort of nonsense. Like I said, Jowgen might very well go to 3 in this list, simply because it is the card you want to open with the most. One of them, I'm pretty sure one of them is getting bumped to 3. It's either Kaiku or Jowgen. There actually might be 3 Kaikus in this list. I can't even remember because I filmed these before I do the deck list segments of them. So I may have modified it around. I can't even remember. I know I was making some changes to it, but who knows? Other than that, phone is ringing, so I'm actually going to end this as quickly as I can because apparently I have to call this person back. So, other than that, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to all the nonsense you usually do. Links in the description to Facebook and Twitch links. If you want to check those out, definitely feel free to do so. If you want to support me, clicking ads on my videos and disabling ad block when you view my videos is the best way to do so. And like, it just helps out a lot, and it'd be really cool of you, and it'd be really appreciated if it's something you take a few seconds out of your day to do to help me out as a whole. But other than that, that's it for this video, and as always, guys, take care.